You talk about in a lot of podcasts I watched with you, when you talk about the JFK stuff, you talk about the Secret Services, you talk about the mobsters obviously involved, the Iran Contra and stuff, but the people behind, you always kind of mention that there's people behind those people. And
Yeah.
who do you think is behind those people sending these messages down the line? And my kind of take on it, and I'll come to that later, has a lot to do with the Rome, the Vatican,
Mhm.
and because and I'll briefly say, just because obviously he was the first Catholic president that I
Yes.
know of, but he openly stated he wanted to keep the state and religion separate.
I believe in an America where the separation of church and state is absolute, where no Catholic prelate would tell the president, should he be Catholic, how to act. I believe in an America that is officially neither Catholic, Protestant, nor Jewish, where no public official either requests or accepts instructions on public policy from the Pope, the National Council of Churches, or any other ecclesiastical source.
Now, if you look at Washington, it was originally called Rome, Maryland. Clearly, from the architecture, you've got Rome. The Roman cult is very much alive there. I feel like there might be more to this in terms of who was really controlling some of these mobsters. A lot of them are baptized. I just wanted to run that by you and what you think of that avenue.
Well, I haven't. I don't know. I haven't thought about that too much, actually. I mean, I have. You have people that try to. Uh, when people say who killed JFK, my usual answer is, well, the authorities inadvertently proved that whoever it was Gary Oswald. But start there with the fact that their version is utterly 100% wrong, impossible. So what they say happened couldn't have happened. Now the problem is the trail is very cold, and to look at forces. I mean, there are people that you mentioned the Catholics. There are lots of people out there that think the Jews did it and Israel, because JFK at the time of the assassination was, and we didn't find that out for a long time. Michael Collins Piper covered it in the 1990s, and it was suppressed for a long time. Now people talk openly about it, but at the time of the assassination, he was involved in a very heated exchange with Israeli President David Ben-Gurion over them developing nuclear weapons. And so, you people that want to look to blame the Jews for everything, that's their ticket to say, well, they must have done it then. And I just kind of think that sometimes things are simple enough where if you look at who had the most to benefit from this, I think it would have been, elements of the CIA, the military-industrial complex, the Pentagon, that were wanted to, JFK wanted to get out of Vietnam. I think the most obvious thing that changed with his death was his withdrawal policy. So I think you look there and who wanted to continue that, who was going to make money off it. So I think you look at the military-industrial complex there. You also had the fact that his father, and I write a lot about Joe Kennedy Sr. It's like Marguerite Oswald. I think I'm Joe Kennedy Sr.'s only fan. So I think the guy was a real American hero, and he's been treated unfairly. Again, lots of lies. He wasn't a bootlegger and all that nonsense. He didn't have mafia connections. His son and his sons were the only American politicians to go after the mafia.